In sports, if you want to be the best, there are no off days.
You have found the No Off Days podcast. Welcome on in. I'm Scott Smith. We got Chris Cato over here. We got BK in the booth kicking off a fresh new episode, an All-Star Break edition as we got to enjoy last night as we taped this on a Tuesday. We got to enjoy the Home Run Derby last night, and I feel like we went into it saying this could be a breakout opportunity for one Junior Caminero, and boy, he broke out.
I believe you said that. I believe it was you that said that.
Well, I don't think I was the only one there. I mean, if you've watched this guy at all throughout the first half of the season, you realize he's got a pretty sweet swing, and the dude knows how to launch. His launch angle is on point, Chris, and that's what they.
What do you think that angle was, Scott?
I think it was precisely 71.5 degrees.
Wow, that's like a big uppercut.
No,
at the
I
ball,
don't know.
right?
I don't know what that is.
It makes it look so easy, though, doesn't it?
He does, and that's why when he first started swinging. I mean, I was just like, man, this guy is doing it so effortlessly. And I knew it was hot there in Atlanta, but he just was like, everything was flying off the bat. I thought it was going to be a great night, and it was. I mean, he made it to the final, and he lost to the big dumper.
Yeah.
Cal Raleigh.
You're going to lose to someone. Make sure it's a guy with a nickname like that.
Big dumper.
Yeah.
How would you like your nickname to be the big dumper?
Well, I would ask for this. If my nickname were Big Dumper, I would say on my bobblehead night, I don't want it to be the head that bobbles on the doll. It needs to be the dumper.
He was, and it was kind of cool because he had his dad throwing to him. He had his little brother, 15 years old, behind the plate, who just could not get enough camera time. I mean, little T. Raleigh there. Not only was he in every single camera shot, but he was chomping that gum. He's got some nice white teeth. He's ready to go, and he was doing the tomahawk chop. Looks like he's ready to enroll in Tallahassee already. He's ready to go.
Sign him up. He did a good job back there.
Yeah, no doubt. No, it was a fun little event. The All-Star Home Run Derby is always a fun kickoff to the week. And as we are taping this, we got the All-Star game itself. So,
we love taping podcasts during major sporting events so that we can't talk about the outcome.
It's right here on Fox 13.
Stay tuned for our Super Bowl episode.
I hope you watched it. I hope you are enjoying it. It was a great little break, and the Rays will be back at it. You know who was in attendance at the Home Run Derby?
Let's see.
Sitting with Rob Manfred at the Home Run Derby.
The future owner of the Rays?
The future owner of the Rays, Mr. Patrick Zapolsky, soon to be a household name. Yeah. What do you think they were talking about? What do you think that dialogue was like?
I have no idea. I just guessed that that's who it was. That's who it was?
That was who it was.
What was their dialogue like? So, Rob, how about putting a bigger tarp on that trop field for at least a couple more years until we can buy it out from under them?
I'll tell you what, if this was just even for the cameras, I think it signifies, hey, these are some serious talks. This thing's about to go through. You never know with Stu Sternberg if it's actually going to happen. That is one thing that we have learned over the years, that we will see these things happen and bank on them once it actually happens. But yeah, I think it's a step in that direction for sure.
You think those in the stadium artist rendering business are about to cash another check here in Tampa?
They're working hard, I'll tell you
No one does artist renderings like Tampa Bay.
He says it's going to be potentially that their preference is in the Tampa side. So I don't know. Are we digging back through the Ybor locations? Are we looking at the fairgrounds? Or I don't know. There's some options, I think. But, I think the big discussion is going to be had when it comes down to money. How much of this is going to be a public versus private funding venture. Who knows? I mean, if they bring a ton of money to the table and they're not asking for as much taxpayer input, then this might get pushed right on through.
I'd kick in a few of my taxpayer dollars to see it come over to the Tampa side.
Would you give a penny?
I might give two.
All right.
Put my 2 cents in.
2 cents. With that, let's bring in Brian King. Brian, did you like that sweet swing of Junior Caminero in the Home Run Derby?
Effortless, wasn't it?
It was. It was flying off the bat.
Somebody said it was the right-handed version of King Griffey Jr. Yeah. And that was dead on.
They said that
dead
on
on, wasn't
broadcast. I don't know. I just think at 22 years of age to be able to kind of bask in that moment, it kind of reminded me. And Randy Rosarena was there, by the way. He was. I think he was longingly looking to be competing in it. But
he's the hype man.
It kind of reminded me of the year that Randy did it, where he was just like, "Wow, he's breaking out." And then the next thing you know, traded to Seattle. So brace yourselves, Rays fans. Hopefully that's not the story here, but. Anyway, all right, BK, what do we have on today's big show?
Nice show today. It's always nice when we get this guy to come by. Look up above you guys. That's his name up there. Ira Kaufman up in the Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
The Ring of Dignity.
It's the only name.
Of Dignity.
The only name on the ring so far.
I know. It's big. It's giant font. It's sans serif. Yeah, we're gonna have to bring the kerning down.
There's a spotlight on it right now.
It is.
The NODPOD Rod.
Look at him in all his glory. Well, it's gonna be fun to catch up with Ira. I haven't talked to him in a little bit.
Yeah.
Last time I think I tried to get him on. He was in New York. He was doing some big things in New York.
He's always traveling. Sometimes on a cruise.
Yeah.
Was he? Maybe he'll be extremely tan like he was last time.
He always, he can tan it up.
Yeah.
So,
Didn't he win some contest on that cruise?
No, he won the ship cornhole tournament. That's what.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Comes with an extra buffet pass. I don't know.
Scott. Yeah. God, I nailed him.
Yeah, get your Scott counters out. All right. Yeah, it'll be good to catch up with the sage of
Ira.
sports.
He's my favorite.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Hey, and at the end of this show, we haven't done this in a long time, I think. One Must Go. You know that game where we kind of did one time?
Yes.
Yeah, we did that. That feels like that was the game that kicked off my now forever long losing streak.
Oh, really?
I feel like it was.
Because you threw away what did you throw away? Your pillows.
Yeah.
No, you threw away your...
No,
I kept the pillow. I threw away the bed.
The bed, yeah.
That's why you've been a loser ever since. You've been sleeping on the couch.
Yeah, no doubt. You can see the bags building under my eyes as we speak. All right. Very good.
Cool.
BK, don't go too far because we're probably going to lean on you here momentarily.
Gotcha.
All right. If you are listening and you want to watch, go to fox13news.com/NODPOD. If you're watching and you want to listen or subscribe, you can take out your phone, zap the QR code on the screen, and head to our show page. Feel free to leave comments on the YouTube channel and a 5-star review on iTunes if you so wish. Please subscribe, fox13news.com/NODPOD. So big news that pertains to you, sir, and BK for that matter. Nick Saban, is he getting back into college football coaching? His former student, would you say
his quarterback.
His quarterback,
the championship,
Greg McElroy. Yeah, he's on his podcast said that he has credible, in-the-know sources that believe, and pretty adamant about it, that Saban is interested in getting back into college football, that he won't stay retired for too long. So it's been 18 months as we sit here. I don't know what that looks like. I mean, it's exciting to think about. I mean, I'm sure just about any college program outside of a handful would drop their coach in a minute and say, yeah, we'll take him. We don't care if he's about to turn 74. He's still sharp as a tack and ready to roll and can build a championship winner, even if it was on the short term. You get the guy for maybe, even if you got him for 3-4 years, it's worth it, right? So, I don't know. Let's see if we can lend some credibility to this, and as we kind of kick around some of the options. Before we get into the actual schools, do you like this idea? Because it's probably not back at Alabama.
No, it's probably not back at Alabama. And, yes, I like the idea of Nick Saban. I think Nick Saban needs to be on a sideline because he's still very sharp. If you watch his analysis last year for ESPN's College Game Day, I mean, this guy, you can almost tell he's just dying to get out there and start coaching some defense again. So it would not surprise me if he wasn't done. Although he's got it really good. He's got this beautiful home down here in Florida where he is playing a lot of golf, playing the best golf of his life, according to reports. And I think that, the ultimate person who would make this decision is Miss Terry, right? And that's what, as we tape this, SEC Media Days are going on in Atlanta. And, of course, Saban's former assistants are getting asked about this. Kirby Smart saying, I don't see it happening. I talk to Nick regularly. Of course, he would be great for football. He's too qualified to be one of my position coaches. But he said, I don't think Miss Terry's going to let him off that couch. And then you have Lane Kiffin saying, I think there is some smoke to this fire, and I think he is coming back.
Yeah, I would think that Kirby probably would be a little bit more in the know if that were going to happen. But, yeah, I don't see it happening, but it's fun to talk about. So we're going to kick around the idea of if he does. What are the best options? What fits Nick Saban at this stage of life? What kind of program is he looking for? And, obviously a place where they can win national championships. I think that goes without saying. But someplace that may have a coach that they're not too fond of right now or willing to get rid of for Nick Saban. So CBS Sports kicked around they had 5 schools. Mm-hmm. And let's go through these, and then if you have some more that you'd like to add, we could do that. So the first on their list was North Carolina. So
no, you're counting down, though, 5-1,
yeah,
right? Okay.
Yeah, so they went with North Carolina, who obviously just hired 78-year-old Bill Belichick, so they're not scared of a little bit of age. I'm sure Miss Terry's not going to be running their practices, so they don't have to worry about that sideline little
she might.
issue. Well, maybe, yeah. I can't imagine that they would dump Bill Belichick that quickly.
But does he dump them and go back to the NFL after a year?
After 1 year, I could see that. I
think he
so
really
you never
wants,
know what jobs are going to open, right? I mean, Kirby
right.
could take a job in the NFL and then maybe he takes the Georgia gig or something like that. But based on what we have right in front of us now, I think Belichick's in for at least 3 years there. And so I don't see that happening. I don't think they would fire him after everything they've invested into that program for him to then do that. So even though they may be tempted to. Texas Tech was number 4 on this list, and that, I think, is just built around this idea that they got tons of money and love it.
You can buy a roster.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of big donor money at Texas Tech. I just can't even fathom him going to Lubbock, Texas. I can't
see it either. The only way I would give this a little credence is that Joey McIntyre is Texas Tech's coach. He's a good little coach, but he cut his teeth in the high school ranks. Good little coach. He's a good little guy. Sound like Spurrier now, but if Texas Tech's investing, and reports are they've got a roster building over $50 million in this year's roster, you're going to want some payoff for that investment, and so can McIntyre get it done? So, yeah. But I agree. I don't believe that Texas Tech is a likely landing spot.
I mean, there's certainly a path in the Big 12. I mean, that goes without saying. But I can't see that destination as where he would come back to. Number 3, Florida State. So, you look at the season Norvell had last year, and I think up until then, the idea of him leaving under any other terms other than his own would be preposterous. But you turn in a 2-10 season, and now people are wondering, hey, what's happening? Like this. So this is a pivotal year for him to make sure that this team can get this team back on the right direction. But I could see that. I could see that. There's money.
Can see that?
Yeah, there's money at Florida State. I think the ACC is certainly winnable, and you don't have to go head to head with the teams that you've coached before in the SEC. I mean, I do think it would be weird to jump back into the SEC and then go against like an Alabama.
I think if he got back, I think he would want to go into the SEC.
Really?
But Florida State would be attractive. I'm just not sure how likely Florida State is because Norvell's buyout is $63 million, and they've just spent a lot of money on stadium renovations, facilities. I don't know that they have the money that Texas A&M had to pay Jimbo Fisher. I don't know if they have that to buy Norvell out.
That's possible. I don't know who would come to the table, though, potentially if they turn in a below 500 record this year. I mean, that seat gets hot real quick.
Yeah, it does.
You never know. All right, number 2, Michigan.
Yeah.
Michigan, I don't think Sherrone Moore is the long-term answer there in Ann Arbor. And, he did spend 5 seasons at Michigan State earlier in his career. Might he return to the state with the other program? They're a team that's obviously better positioned. The Big Ten has plenty of money. Michigan as a university has plenty of dough. I could see that. That makes some sense to me, too. That seems almost like... Yeah,
it's a turnkey program.
I don't think you need a failing next season for Moore to make that move.
Yeah,
I think that they'd be willing to jump at that right now.
You got that big 5-star stud freshman quarterback. Saban would love to coach him.
Now, I would put Michigan as probably my number 1, but their number 1 is LSU, and which is interesting to me because I don't know. Have you heard anything about them souring on Brian Kelly?
Last season there was a little chatter about that, but this season there's been a lot of positivity surrounding recruiting. They had the top transfer portal class, and they should be really good. So I don't know why that's number 1. Now, maybe that's it. If you have this roster, this much money invested, and you turn in another subpar season, and Saban's out there lurking, maybe I could see it then, but he's got a big buyout too, $70 million.
Yeah, I think the tie-in from having won a national championship is kind of the obvious thing, but I don't know if I see that. A couple other schools that I'll throw out there that I think it could be in the mix. I mean, not likely, but how about West Virginia? His dad played for West Virginia. He grew up there. I don't know, maybe for some sentimental value.
Card, yeah. They've got Rich Rod now, though.
They do have Rich Rod. I think they'd happily part with Rich Rod, even though that is a nostalgic rehire. Penn State, they've been trying to climb over that threshold for so long that maybe they say, hey, like if there's ever a guy to swap.
To send James Franklin packing?
Yeah,
they make the playoffs last year. I don't know. They should be really good this year.
but they're that close.
But Saban is an upgrade. I would agree.
For
certainly.
sure.
Yeah.
I could see if, I don't think they would dump Dan Lanning, but I think Oregon would make a play if Lanning decided to go. I mean, his name's been circulated the last couple of years. If he makes a jump for the NFL or, takes some other program that opens up that's bigger than Oregon, I could see that potentially happening. What about Florida? I mean, Napier has started to turn the tide in the second half of last season, but, obviously we remember the reports last year where he was kind of on the hot seat. This is another big season for him, and now that he's got another year under DJ Lagway at quarterback, the expectations are a lot higher.
A brutal schedule, too, again, so I could see that.
But that's slipping back into the SEC, and then I don't know, what about Auburn?
No,
this is the scenario we discussed.
We discussed about a month ago. Yeah, there's no way. I need now.
Well, if Hugh Freeze wants to drop that 7 handicap down to 5, then maybe this is the opportunity to do that.
Oh, there's just no way. Hugh Freeze is on the hot seat, no doubt. Especially with all the scuttle around his golf adventures while he should be recruiting and all that, but I just don't see that one happening. I like all those on your list. The only others I think it's got to be probably a brand name, lots of money, and a coach who, someone like you mentioned, Dan Lanning going to the NFL. Well, what if Lincoln Riley? People have talked about Lincoln Riley making the leap to the NFL. Is USC a landing spot?
Yeah, I definitely think that sounds good too. Yeah. With that, let's bring Brian back in because we're going to kick off our open draft. But Brian, any comments on the thoughts we have for Saban there?
I just don't see this happening. I mean, it's not none of it. I mean,
would Greg McElroy mislead us, Brian?
No, but you know what it sounds like? In Cato, I don't know what his contract is still with Bama, but it sounds like what a coach does when he wants to renegotiate his contract. And it sounds like Jimmy Sexton written all over it. And so he's, would a credible person, Jimmy Sexton would be a credible person.
He would be a credible person.
To go to, I just don't see.
So is ESPN not paying Nick enough money?
I guess not. I don't know what the situation is or what the motivation
How could the guy
would be.
need any more money?
Oh, I don't know. Why would he all of a sudden now want to? I enjoy that NIL game and having to negotiate with high school kids' agents.
Well, now you've got a
GM
general manager really to handle
well,
all that for
you don't though at some of these schools.
But maybe he just loves it that much. Like sometimes you can complain about the grind, but then you feel lost when you're not in it. Let's jump into our open draft, guys. We're gonna have to fly through this because we're running tight on time. So we got 5 rounds, same structure as we did in our last golf tournament, and that is we snake draft 5 rounds. Your top 3 golfers in terms of score. They will be the ones that count, okay? So it's going to be an aggregate score of your top 3, okay? Are we ready? We don't have an official draft order. All right, Rochelle, pick a number between 1 and 20. 1 and 20. Don't tell us. Brian.
16.
Brian says 16.
6.
Chris says 6. I'm going to say 8. What do you got? Yes. 12.
I'm not picking last again. So 12, 8, you're 4-way, Brian's 4-way. I'm the furthest away.
He bit over. This is
so
we have
Scott
Wheel of
gets
Fortune
it.
rules.
Okay, all right.
All
okay,
right.
so Scott, BK, then me. God, I'm always third in these stinking
second
major
is the
drafts.
Worst. Second is the worst.
No, third's the worst.
No, third you at least double back.
Yeah.
No.
Second,
That's
it's all right.
true.
It's all right.
Here we go.
Okay, I'm
All
happy
right.
with it.
All
Let's go.
Okay, well, I'm going to switch things up this year.
He's going Scotty Joe.
No. All right, with the number 1 overall pick in the open draft from Royal Portrush, I'm going to take Rory McIlroy. Rory.
Okay, that'd be a fan favorite there, wouldn't it? All right, BK, you're up.
I will take Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, Scott left it for you. I'm going John Rahm. And then I circle back to me. Let me go back to my big board. This will be fun. We all like to watch a good Tyrell Hatton meltdown, right? When he's throwing his club and tossing his hat. He's done well at this course, though. I'm going Tyrell Hatton with my second pick.
Okay. Brian, you're back on the clock.
I'm going to follow the Scott path here, and I'm taking Xander Schauffele.
Last year's winner,
He's
Xander.
fallen apart lately.
Yeah, but he's made, some ungodly amount of cuts there at the Open?
He has.
So straight, yeah. So he's an active leader of cuts made, which is the key in this little thing we
Okay.
got. Let me go with the last guy to have won there. I don't know if he's going to do it again, but I think he's going to shoot a low score, and that would be Shane Lowry.
Oh, yeah, that's
Lowry.
right. It'd be another local favorite there.
I'm back on the clock.
Northern Ireland.
And for that, oh, man, I'm already running out of options here. You know what? I kind of like. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna see if he floats. Okay, I'm gonna go Bryson. Give me Bryson.
Okay.
My turn, right?
Yeah.
Dang it! When do I get to pick again? Okay.
Give me Victor Hovland.
That's a good one. He was on my board. All right,
Okay.
I'm going. I think I need a Irish guy on my team here. You guys both got an Irishman. Let's go Robert McIntyre, runner-up at the U.S. Open last month. And hey, rain in the forecast at Royal Portrush.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying McIntyre plays well in the rain.
Okay,
That's all.
does he?
Okay,
He's
yeah.
a mutter? All
All right, so circles back around to me again. Since as
Your guy's still out there.
yeah, he's not. I'm not taking Seth this time.
Oh, Seb.
He burned.
Seb.
He's burned me and BK now.
Yeah.
I'm going since, as BK pointed out, this is about let's just get our guys to make the cut. This guy has never missed a cut at this major. Jordan Spieth.
Nice. Very nice, Cato.
I did my homework.
Okay.
Give me shoot. Colin Morikawa.
You always go with Cal.
I know.
boy.
All right.
I know.
All right. I'm going to go my double pick here. Why don't we go Oberg? And then the guy that I actually wanted, and that would be Matt Fitzpatrick.
Oh, Matt Fitzpatrick. Okay.
Okay. I am done. Brian, you're back on the clock for your final pick.
Sentimental
You said-
favorite.
wait, hang on. What did you get in your last one, Brian?
Morikawa.
Oh, okay. Why did I not get that? Okay.
He's going to win his first, not only major, his first ever golf tournament this weekend, guys. Tommy Fleetwood.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
Tommy
that
Fleetwood.
That would be huge.
That's a run right there.
You got Fleetwood. No, you don't have McIntyre.
Oh,
I was
that'd be
gonna
nice.
say, yeah.
We could combine our
Yeah,
two. If
Fleetwood
Brian and
Mac.
I tie again, we could have that. All right, my last one, right? And this will finish us off. Again, going with a guy that hasn't missed a cut at this event and has 9 top 10 finishes here. Jason Day.
Jason Day. All right, lovely. All right, there it is. And the winner in this will get, what did we decide?
Was it Irish? Is it the shepherd's pie?
Yeah, we want to go shepherd's pie?
Sure.
Or should we
Okay.
drink something out of a claret jug?
I'd say maybe both. Do you still have your
I
your
think
Stein?
you returned it. You won. Scott won this last year. We had
I
I
never
gave you the
kept it.
Cato family heirloom claret jug. It was my grandpa's spittoon.
I thought it was your grandma's spittoon.
It was grandma's urinal, latrine. No, bedpan. Yeah, and I don't think he returned it. No, I think I've got it. I'll clean it out for you
All
if
right,
you win.
Very good.
I'll
All
clean
right,
it
so
out for the
something
winner.
out of the claret jug and a little shepherd's pie. I love it. All right, coming up on the other side, we're going to catch up with our old friend, the NODPOD Rod in the Ring of Distinction. That would be one Ira Kaufman, the sage of Tampa sports, joins us next. Chris, this year is the 50th anniversary year of your Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That's right.
So a lot of big things are being celebrated this season, and they're going to have some throwbacks. They announced the all whites that are going to be worn on week 3. So cool things. How about we chat with a guy on the verge of training camp that has covered most of those seasons for your Tampa Bay Buccaneers? What do you think?
Who would that be, Scott?
That would be none other than the sage, the Rod, Ira Kaufman.
How's the summer going in the Kaufman household? I know that you went up to New York recently. Are we doing any cruises? Big cruising guy?
No, my wife's had some health issues, Scott. So we don't want to be in a place with 200 people, not let alone 2,500 people. Now we did an 11-day cruise last November. We did. New York, we hit 3 shows and a jazz club in 4 days. We don't fool around when we go to the Big Apple. So it was a good trip. And, the big news for me, Scott, I got an electric guitar. I got a Les Paul. And I brought it home. And I got the amp. And I've got the case. And I'll tell you what. Once I start getting these chords down, I'm going on Fox 13 and going to play a couple of tunes.
Please do. We need to jazz up our intro music on the podcast. Maybe we can assign that to you. Are you working on your chord progressions?
I am, and I even got that hat, that little, the Cockney hat, and a Dwayne Allman shirt. I'm set. I'm all set. But you got to stick with it. You got to stick with it. It doesn't come overnight. It just doesn't.
No, it doesn't, and it's harder. The older you get, the dexterity with the hand, and you got to get used to pressing on obviously on the strings and stuff. So that's good. I'm proud of you, man. I'm gonna have to hear
Now
you.
I got to get Scott. I got to get a Coricidin bottle for a slide. For trying to play slide guitar. It's one step at a time, baby.
Let's work on our G chord, and then we'll move on. I love it. I know you are a big music buff. So here's a question for you.
I am.
Dead or alive, one musician you would love to sit down for a drink or a meal with?
McCartney. And I got the opening question, Scott. There's only one question. How the hell did you come up with all those melodies? How did you do it? How do you do it? He's written all the great melodies. There's no melodies anymore, Scott. There's nothing left.
Yeah.
And he gives away to other people. There was a group, Peter and Gordon, and they, hey, take my songs. It doesn't fit the Beatles. The guy's a genius. Even Bob Dylan said he's in awe of Paul McCartney. So I'll go with him, or Chuck Berry, who I think is the father of rock and roll, in my opinion.
Dude, I would have taken you for a Sinatra guy. I would think old Blue Eyes and Ira sitting down.
He's in the top five. He's in the top five, no question, because he's going to pick up the check, Scott. That's a big factor.
Well, they all better. They better be fighting for it.
When I went to breakfast with Warren Sapp to do a feature on him after he was going to go into the Hall of Fame, and I drove all the way to Kissimmee or someplace, Orlando, to meet him, and then he left before the check came. He walked out before the check came. I mean, that's one of my Sapp stories. That's one of my favorites.
All right, so this is the 50th season of Buccaneer football. How many of these have you been a part of?
Well, next year is going to be my 50th year in the business. In the business, my friend. And something tells me you're not going to make 50. You're going to make about 42, I think. All right, so I came here in 85. So I come in 85 from New York. Scott, I'm working for United Press. By the way, every place I work for, they go out of business. UPI's out of business. The Tribune's out of business. You better hope I don't join Fox 13 in the next year or two. So I get here in 85. Scott, Leroy Selman just retired. John McKay just retired. So what do I get? I step into Lehman Bennett, 2-14. I figure, it's got to get better. 1986, 2-14. So I start off 4-32 covering your Tampa Bay Bucs. And the next year, Ray Perkins shows up, who I covered in New York in 1979. He walks in the press room. Ira, what are you doing here? I said, Ray, I was just going to ask you the same question. I was one of the few guys that Perkins liked, Scott. I take it as a badge of honor. With those beady eyes, Scott, he was a tough dude. So
part of their rollout this year is, they've got this big uniform unveiling. I know the all whites are, it's like the next thing, but what is your best color combo over the years you've seen all the iterations of it? What was the best? If you had to pick one.
I'm a pewter man, Scott. Now, Scott, full disclosure, I'm colorblind. I don't know what the hell's going on.
You should have led with this.
My wife, my mother put my socks on until I was 15 years old. Because she didn't want me going to school with one brown and one red. I can't tell a red brown from that is a beautiful blue shirt you're wearing. It's fantastic. And you tell people you're colorblind, they freak out. They can't understand it, but it's no bargain because it screws up your whole fashion sense. So now you're asking me about Buck uniforms, and I want to talk about Tristan Wirfs, and you want to talk about pewter and orange and white.
It's on your wall, but I'll let it slide for now. Let's go there. Because training camp, of course, is upon us, and the big news of Tristan Wirfs missing the first couple of games, maybe 3 games, arthroscopic knee surgery. It's never a good time to miss an All-Pro, right? But it seems like this offense and this team is built in such a way that they can deal with his absence. How do you take it?
Well, I'd like to know a little bit more about when the injury happened and why didn't he have this procedure before? We saw him with a knee brace Scott, during mandatory minicamp. We didn't think that much of it. Now comes the news that he might miss 3 or 4 games. You're right. I hate the fact that Atlanta's, the first game, and I think you got to step on their neck. They beat you twice last year. It was disgusting. Bowles still has nightmares about those 2 Atlanta games. Kirk Cousins threw 8 touchdown passes in those 2 games against the Bowles defense. I'm with you. Now look, going to Houston week 2, not easy. And then week 4 is the Eagles. So it's not an easy stretch, but I'm with you. I think they can go 2-2 without Wirfs. I guess they'll use Andy Heck. He's a big guy. But nothing's going to slow down this offense in my mind, Scott. They got a lot of weapons.
Yeah, I mean, for a time to lose your All-Pro anchor, I think it coincides with them having probably their best offensive line ever. So I think the collective will be able to carry it. That would be my guess.
We're just getting warmed up with Ira. I mean, we have not even scratched the surface.
He's got many more Scots to drop during your conversation.
And he's going to drop some knowledge. That is coming up as we discuss Bucs and training camp next with Ira Kaufman. Welcome back to the No Off Days podcast. Our guest this week is none other than Ira Kaufman from Joe Bucs Fan. He is the Hall of Fame voter here in Tampa Bay, and he is affectionately referred to as the Sage of Tampa sports because he has covered this beat for so long. He has seen every coach that's come through the doors over at One Bug Place, and everybody loves him, and we, of course, love him on the show. So we are going to jump back into our conversation with the Sage right now.
Is there a player or a position group on the roster that when you're checking out these training camp practices, you're going to be most intrigued by?
I'm looking at Hassan Reddick, Scott. I think he's a key figure. Even though the sack total with Bowles, it's always going to be about 45. Somehow, some way, by the end of the year, they got 45 sacks, in their top 10. But that's not the whole story, in my opinion. You watch the Bucs like I do. I'd rather have consistent pressure. The 45 sacks don't tell the whole story. So pass defense was a huge issue last year. They went out and signed Reddick for a reason. They needed an edge rusher opposite Diaby. Diaby slipped last year in terms of a sack total. Reddick's got to be really motivated. Scott, he's got to be. I mean, it's a contract year. And he's got to, restore his reputation as one of the premier pass rushers. Last year was a nightmare. So I like the fact that he plays off the left edge. You don't have to move Diaby. He can stay on the right side. And I think, Scott, if Bowles has got more confidence in the pass rush, he won't play as soft a defense as he did because that drove people crazy last year, playing 10 yards off the line of scrimmage with the cornerbacks. I think Jamel Dean, I'm talking about it a lot, Scott, on my podcast. My guys don't always agree with me on Joe Bucs Fan. I think he's really on the bubble. I mean, I'm not a Jamel Dean guy. First of all, he can't stay healthy, Scott. And they drafted Benjamin Morrison for a reason. And if that guy is healthy, he could take Dean's job. He's making a lot of money, Dean. For what you get out of him, I think he's making too much money. So we shall see. But I'm looking at Reddick.
Yeah, but they're really high on Parrish as well. I think he sounds like a guy that could step in there and start. I'm not sure if he's going to line up at corner or slot.
He could be at nickel. He could be at nickel, Scott. Could be.
You and Hassan Reddick have something in common. You thumb your nose at New York, and now you live out your best years in Tampa. That could be the story.
That's not bad, Scott. That's not bad.
Who benefits the most from Reddick's presence on that defense? Is there a player, or is it your interior guys? Is it Diaby on the opposite side? Is it your second layer of linebackers able to kind of get through? Who do you think benefits the most from that?
I think it's the back unit. I think it's the secondary. Winfield, let's hope he stays healthy. We know what he's capable of. Scott, I'm not going to hold Winfield to 2023 standards. I think that's a little bit naive because he looked like Rondé Barber 2 years ago. He really did. But his play fell off even when, I know he was hurt, but if you get a better pass rush with Reddick, you can take more chances. The quarterback's in trouble. You can read his eyes a little better. I think the whole secondary will benefit from Hassan Reddick having a big year.
let's flip to the other side of the ball where you have Baker Mayfield going into his third year here in Tampa. Guy's 30 years old. I mean, he's got at least 5 good years in front of him. You know, is this a situation where you think he runs it out here? I mean, based on what we've seen, if that holds, right? I mean, this guy retires a Buccaneer. Is it too early to talk about that?
Why would he want to go anywhere else, Scott? And why would the Bucs want anybody else? He's won over his teammates. He's won over the town. He's won over the media, Scott. You know, we're falling head over heels with this guy, and he's very involved with the community. You know, and that's serious stuff. He's done all the right things, and as you said, he's right in his prime. He's right in his prime. Now, I think Bucky Irving's the guy that stirs everything up on that side of the ball. We saw how bad the running game was 2 years in a row. Here comes Irving. And to be fair, Rachaad White ran it better last year also. Credit to the offensive line, bigger holes. Graham Barton was an upgrade, Scott. He was an upgrade as the anchor. And Bredesen, you know, did enough the fact that they wanted him back. They could have let him go to free agency. So, you know, between Irving and you know, Mike Evans, he'll get that 1,000. I hope it doesn't go down to the last play, Scott. But let's not extend the drama. By the way, that was one of the most emotional moments for you and I watching Buck football. I mean, that was a great moment. There's no question about it.
I saw you tearing up. Yeah.
Some people think the Saints gave him that catch. I didn't think so. I don't think so.
Well, but it was a little bit. It felt a little high leverage at the point. But yeah, that's definitely one of the moments that you'll remember. What about Chris Godwin? What's your read on his rehab and how much this team is banking on him to produce this year? I mean, obviously, he signed a contract, but he's got to, you know, we've got to see him at 100%. And I think the jury's still out on that, right?
I'm with you. There are concerns, Scott. There are concerns. Now, you were there when Jason Light, you know, after the first night of the draft. Drafting this kid, you know, had nothing to do with Godwin's recovery. Zero. Now, Light's a great guy, and he's drafted very well the last 5 years, Scott. There's no question about it. But, you know, he's a fibber at times, Scott. He's a fibber. You know, he always says after they take the guy in the first round, well, we had him 10 spots higher. You know, we got to steal. We don't get a look at the board. So to think that it had nothing to do when they had all these defensive needs and you're taking a wide receiver, and I think the kid's going to be good. I think Ed Buka's going to be good. But from what I can hear, he's a Godwin clone. He's got the same skills as Godwin and works out of the slot mostly. So I'm with you. I'm not sure Godwin's going to be ready week 1, but I don't think that's going to cripple this offense. The way McMillan came on last year, Scott, that gives me a lot of confidence about this offense.
Yeah, I mean, if we flash back though to last season, if there was a point in the season where there was the greatest need at a certain position group, it was the wide receiver position. When Godwin and Evans went down, and you know, you're like, oh boy, the bench is a little bit lean right now. So it makes sense to me to develop the next generation of guys. But when you look at the rookie class in general, you know, they get another guy in Tez Johnson, 7th round. They address the cornerback position. They get a little speed demon off the edge that out of Central Arkansas that produced you know, ridiculous numbers. But seems like the rookie that everybody's talking most about is the guy they picked up in free agency in Shedeur Sanders, or not Shedeur, Shiloh. Yeah, he's going to get that a lot. Shiloh. Do you think that he has a legit shot of making this team and carving out a little NFL career?
Scott, my advice to you is enjoy him while you can. Enjoy him while you can. Hit him hard in training camp. He's a long shot. Scott. So it wouldn't be impossible, but it'd be difficult. I wonder if Dion will pop in one day. You never know. Scott, you think Gruden could John Gruden be around during training camp? Could he? You know, he's mended fences with the Glazers. Why not?
He's opening up Buccaneer boxes. I mean, my goodness, there's no greater form of being welcomed back into the family than that, right? Name back.
You know, everything, Scott. Everything was. I called it Club. You know, Camp Tranquility. Nobody's holding out. You don't read about these distractions with the Bucs, and then all of a sudden, Scott, today, 2 weeks before camp starts, you got this little jolt about Tristan Wirfs. Scott, I think you're with me. You can make a strong argument. Tristan Wirfs the best player on this football team. I mean, you can make a compelling case. There's some other guys there, but Evans is past his prime, and Wirfs isn't. So he's that good, Scott. Who else can make a seamless transition from the right side to the left side? They're going to miss this guy, especially in pass protection. When he gives up a sack, Scott, I drop my pretzel in the press box. My pretzel falls right from my mouth onto the table. And you've seen it. You've been a witness.
You could rip that thing out of your hand. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that there's those that remember the Ryan Jensen saga and day one of training camp almost feel like, well, we've seen some strange turnabouts here as training camp rolls around. So when your best player is rehabbing through that portion of the season and he's going to jump right in, hopefully, second month of the season, and in the grand scheme of things, maybe it's not that big of a hit. I do agree, though, that there's, those early games, especially against Atlanta, that's going to be big. You want to get out of the gate strong in the division, especially against a team that swept you last year. So in training camp, are you going to be rocking your new lid, your guitar hat?
I might bring out my Les Paul one day. I might bring it out, play a little Creedence for you, a little Creedence, maybe even Led Zeppelin. I need to shock you a little bit. And with my dexterity. And I sing too, Scott. With this voice, can you imagine me singing? Oh, my God.
I can. I bet it's a glorious thing. I'm going to get you an auto-tuner. We'll get you all the accoutrement for your budding music career.
I want a Marshall stack like Cream used to use, 20 feet high. I want to reach the people in the cheap seats. That's what I want to do.
I love it. You're going to be playing the national anthem one of these days at Raymond James Stadium on your guitar. Very good. He is the sage of Tampa sports, Ira Kaufman. Looking forward to seeing you back at One Buck this season and plenty of Bucs games this year, too. Good
My
seeing
pleasure,
you.
Scott. Enjoyed it.
Always a fun chat. I love catching up with Ira, and we'll see plenty more of him. I'm not done with him. It's football season just kicking off.
He's not done with us.
Yeah,
and as the only member of our NODPOD Rod Ring of Dignity or Distinction?
Yeah, one of those.
Okay. He's welcome to come back anytime.
Anytime. It's an open door policy. Look out behind you. Actually, coming up next, we're going to have our fun block. BK joins us with, what is it?
It's One Must Go.
One Must Go. Next.
What does that mean?
Welcome back to the No Off Days podcast. Time for our fun block, and with that, let's bring Mr. Fun in, Brian King. All right, Brian. Last time you brought out this game, One Must Go. It was a trial run, and it was a lot of fun. But I didn't do very well in it, so I'm going to try my second hand at it here, and hopefully we can get back in the winner's
Well, this
zone.
is something you can't lose,
Right,
right?
you
It's
can't
just
lose
a
at this.
difference of opinion.
Yeah. It's
Like,
okay.
it's right up your alley.
BK voted himself off this show last time.
I just
did.
feel so defeated in life right now that maybe I'm already before the game even starts. All right, let's do this.
Simply, I'm going to put 4 things up on screen, and you got to pick one of them that just disappears forever. We never see it again. Probably never saw it in the past either.
Single-ply toilet paper.
right.
Oh, there you go. Okay. So, since the Bucs are doing the throwbacks this year, 50th anniversary, I thought let's do a little bit of NFL kind of throwback things. Which of these helmets must go? Patriot Pat, the New England old helmet, the Seattle Seahawks old helmet, the old Denver Broncos helmet, or the Miami Dolphins old helmet. One of those has to go. Which one would it be?
Okay. Well, the Miami Dolphins helmet is their current helmet, is it not?
No.
No. Okay,
No,
yeah, it's
that's the
different.
one they should have right
Yeah,
there.
Exactly.
That's the one I always remember. When I see that D, I think John Elway. I love it. It's classic. I want the orange unis too. Super tacky. The Seattle Seahawks. That was before the insertion of when they tried to force feed us neon green with everything.
Right.
And so I kind of like that. I'm thinking Steve Largent. I'm going to go Patriot Pat out the door. Sorry.
Yeah, BK, this is great. I love all of these. Definitely nostalgic for me. I love the Sean Alexander era Seahawks. I love Dan Marino was one of my favorite quarterbacks, and John Elway. And because of that, but I do like Patriot Pat, but I'm going to agree with Scott and say that he needs to hike himself through his own legs and get on out of here.
Just not a lot of wins in that helmet.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Not a lot of wins.
So we're all in unison there. That's one I would have picked too.
Yeah.
It's the fact that a Patriot snapping a ball, he could have been catching a pass or even punting.
Or
shooting
an opponent with a musket.
Well, the most important part of a football team is the offensive line, right? So I think it's actually, from a foundational standpoint, you want your O-line to be the main.
Okay.
Yeah, but the way the Patriots played back then, that was the only member of their
There was
O-line.
nobody
They had
lined
one
up.
guy.
Yeah, there's no quarterback behind him.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
We all agree on that one. Okay, how about this one? Major this week with Claret Jug up on the line. Which of these major trophies, you got to take one out. One's got to go. The Masters Trophy, which has no nickname. The PGA Trophy, which is the Wanamaker. U.S. Open Trophy, has no nickname. And then the Open Trophy, Claret Jug. One of those has to go.
Okay. Is that the jug bottom left?
Yeah, Claret
Yes.
Jug is bottom right.
Oh, okay. It doesn't look like a jug.
U.S. Open is bottom left, and Wanamaker's top right, and the Masters is top left. So the Masters Trophy is really not the thing. It's the green jacket, But still, anything that's coming from the Masters, to me, is it's preeminent. That's the best. So I love the Claret Jug too. I just love the little curved kind of spout. And I like the Wanamaker Trophy because that was one of the first, just a sentimental part, that was one of the first majors that I ever got to cover in person, was the PGA Championship at Southern Hills in Tulsa back in the day. So I'm going to let the U.S. Open go, even though I'm as patriotic as it gets. But no, I'm sorry.
Well, I will say I want to keep U.S. Open because that was the first and only major I've ever covered when it was played at Lower Merion in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So I'm keeping that one. And I agree, anything Masters, even though of all these 4 trophies, that's probably the lamest, but it's Masters. I guess I'll go, we're in such a divisive world where we think, we need to be, just keep ourselves to our own country here. But that's the attitude I'm going to take here. Let's eliminate the one that's from a tournament that's played overseas. Claret Jug.
The oldest.
Claret Jug,
wow.
You're out of here.
Okay.
Oh, that's the coolest one because the winner
It
gets
doesn't
it.
even look like a jug.
Yeah, but the winner gets it for the whole year. Then he has to bring it back. That's what makes it. I think that's so cool.
Do that with the Stanley Cup.
Honestly, I think no one realizes that you get a trophy for the Masters.
I didn't realize
I can't remember any pictures of Tiger holding up the Masters trophy.
Yeah.
So for me, that one's got to go.
Yeah, okay. I'm with you. I could go there.
Okay, we're going to change the subject here. Got 4 Pearl Jam albums.
Oh, yeah.
One of these has to go. 10 versus Vitology, Yield.
Okay, so, obviously 10's not going anywhere.
Nope.
That's the best album of all time. I'm going to say Versus is probably number 2. I almost kind of want to go in order. Although Yield, I think, beats Vitology, even though Vitology, first of all, it was probably the coolest. It was the first CD you got that was made out of paper,
and it was the jacket. It had every song lyric in it, and it was all this vintage.
There was stuff stuffed in it.
Yeah.
It was a little folder. So that was cool. But my favorite songs on there are probably Nothing Man and Better Man.
All the man songs.
All the man songs. But I'm gonna go. I think Yield is a better top to bottom album, so I'm gonna get rid of Vitology.
Yeah, this is tougher for me than the NFL helmets you had up there. These are all beautiful children that I go to when I'm lonely or sad or happy or anything, or celebrating a child's birth. Can't be 10. I love Yield. Yield is probably my sneaky favorite Pearl Jam album, but I have to say 10 because it's 10. Love Yield. So many bangers on there. Listen to No Way. That's fun. Given to Fly. Do the Evolution. I'm going to go, I agree. I hate to agree with Scott too many times, but I think it would be, no, I'm keeping Vitology.
Really?
Yeah.
You're getting rid of Versus.
I'm going to get rid of Versus. Because, again, Vitology's, just the nostalgia that it brings me with that cover and the
I
insert.
seem to recognize your face.
You're the elderly lady now. I got it.
All right.
Well, see, that's why this is so great. There is no loser because whatever album you get rid of, the other 3 sound just like the one you just got rid of.
Oh, Brian from the top
is
row.
what Chris Griffin just told me. And so So yeah,
tell him to pipe
Chris
down
Griffin,
back there.
I bet he's like a Pantera guy.
or Anthrax or somebody like that.
Anthrax, is that a band?
Yeah, man.
Or just mustard gas?
No.
Have you ever watched Mustard Gas before in concert? So good.
Yeah, don't get too close to them. Listen from afar.
Oh, man, they rock. All right.
You want another one?
Yeah.
Yep.
How about game shows?
Oh.
One of these has to go. Price is Right, Family
man.
Feud, Wheel of Fortune, or Jeopardy. You got to take one of those off.
Yeah. This is not that hard for me, actually. I mean, I do love watching Wheel of Fortune bloopers, but the game itself is not that fun for me. Jeopardy's an old man's game, and so as I get old, I enjoy that more, even though I'm not very good at it. Price is Right grew me up. I mean, I watched The Price is Right like all summer long. You know, Scott Smith, come on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right.
Did you ever try out? Did you ever audition?
No,
Seems like
I did
something
have.
you
I
do.
did. I would love to, and I think it's when I was about 12 years old. I think I would have killed on that show. I knew that the price of every Susie Homemaker, every can of beans. I mean, my prices are off a little bit these days. Inflation, I blame you. Family Feud is funny. You know, that's a good show. That can't go anywhere. So yeah, I'm getting rid of. Even though much love for Pat Sajak and Vanna White. Vanna White, my first crush, by the way. I'm gonna get rid of Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, man, BK, you've done a great job of making all these tough.
Oh.
I think out of these four, Jeopardy's my favorite. Again, Scott said it, good old man show. And I always loved watching Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy back to back because in one show, you're brilliant. You're one of the smartest guys in the world. 30 minutes later, you are a dirt clod. Like, what are you doing? How do you
Dirt Clod, NODPOD.
Yeah. So out of those, you know what? I'd say Family Feud, a little too saucy for me. A little too much double entendre.
There is a lot of that.
Too much sexy talk.
Who was the best host on Family
Right.
Feud?
And the best bloopers. Though I think their bloopers are insanely funny.
No,
do
but
have
who do you think? My question is, who do you think was the best host?
For Family Feud, it's Steve Harvey, by far.
I think so. I don't know if it's by far. He's very good.
Then Richard Dawson?
Richard Dawson was kind of the GOAT.
Yeah.
I liked. Was it Ray Combs?
Well,
I liked Ray Combs.
R.I.P.
Yeah, no doubt.
Louis Anderson, very forgetful during his time there. Don't remember Richard Karn or John O'Hurley.
What was your favorite
John
Price
O'Hurley.
of?
Is that John O'Hurley from Seinfeld?
Hosted for 5 years from, I don't
Really?
know.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Is John O'Hurley? Is that Jay Peterman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I do remember him hosting. Yeah, that's him.
Oh, that's weird.
What was your favorite Price is Right game?
Oh,
Your favorite game that you always?
Plinko is good. I always wanted to spin that giant wheel. And do the
that was
Showcase
mine.
Showdown.
That was
like,
I
man,
wanted to do that.
the internal calculator going. Get a 1993 Corvair or something. You know,
Yeah.
whatever they're.
Or the little mountain
or a
climber?
sauna.
There was that cliffhanger that had the little
I love the
Swedish
mountain
guy
climber.
yodeling his way
Yeah.
to the top. Yeah.
That was my favorite. That and the putting game.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was a
man.
good one.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, that was fun. Did
Good
I
job,
lose?
guys.
I think
No,
I
everybody
I think I
won.
still lost. Okay.
Everybody won.
All right, very good.
We're all winners.
That was
All
fun.
All right, thanks, BK.
Thanks, guys.
Much thanks to our guest, the sage, the rod, Ira Kaufman, as our guest this week as we get ready for training camp. Much thanks to our studio crew. We got Rochelle working the jib. We got Chris on the ones and twos. Again, his AI chatbot brother, James, working the audio board today for BK and Chris. I'm Scott. Until next time we're on, there are no off days.